to another episode of Command Combat Battle Reports. We continue the Blood, Guts, and Glory tank cases campaign as American and German forces clash in the Lorraine Valley near Ericourt. Both sides are being scored based on how each individual does in his battles. There is one player for each of three parts, green, red, and blue. The players are scored individually and as a team. Whichever team scores the most points wins the campaign, and the individual who scores the highest single points is the top tank ace. Today's battle will be around the town of Mont.
The Americans are tacking through the hills and rolling down into a town covered in thick fog. It's important to remember that the thick fog is going to make it difficult for these tanks to see one another from a distance.
It should make for an interesting fight. Each side takes a turn setting up a platoon. Chris is spreading out his Germans throughout the town, while Michael is spreading out his Americans in the hills.
There we go. So that is the setup once they're ready.
The German player today is Chris Rivera. He's doing very well in this campaign, having won both his first two battles and racking up 11 kills for a total of 15 points. He's used these points to purchase the skills Prior Experience and Spray and Pray, which gives his tank ace the ability to shoot at full rate of fire on the move and re-roll one failed shot. He has with him 2 Panzer IVJs in his headquarters. He also has 4 Panzer IVs and 3 Panthers. All are reluctant trained in this campaign.
Chris is a good tank commander, but he won that first battle by the narrowest of margins. I think his challenger is ready to take him down. He's Michael Bauer. Even though he only has 5 kills, he's learned from his early defeats, and he's ready to take it to the enemy with his number cruncher ability, which gives him an additional 4-inch range with his tank ace. That's a good choice for a scientist such as himself. Let's see if he can pull off a victory here.
Michael's Shadow Company is continuing with the Easy 8s. He's got 2 for the headquarters, 2 in the combat platoon, as well as 2 standard Shermans and a jumbo to protect them all. Our game today is at Game Empire, one of the best game stores in Southern California. So the game's about to begin. And here comes the Germans. They're taking cover behind the hedgerows and the buildings. Looks like they expect the Americans to come after them.
That's a good assumption, because here comes the Americans. They're charging down that hill like bats out of hell, rolling out of the fog and into the Germans' faces. These Americans are going to show no mercy. They fire and they destroy one Panzer and stun another. They're already giving the Germans a punch to the face.
The Germans roll to get their tanks moving again and miraculously get in. Now they pick up their objectives, and they are the ammo dump and experimental optics, which will give them re-rolls on firepower and to hit. The Germans come right back at the Americans, staying close to make sure they can see them in the fog.
Yep, that's right.
All right.
Yeah, he was.
So, so all 3 of them can actually see him?
Firing at them.
They can only shoot through the front, but it doesn't matter as Michael rolls 2 1s for his armor save.
Snake eyes, it's never a good sight to see.
Not when you're the one rolling them, that's for sure. That leaves 2 smoking Shermans.
End of the German.
Michael's concentrating on how he'll retaliate. He keeps the pressure on by charging forward, and he takes out 2 Panzers. He picks up an objective and gets letters from home. He keeps getting those in every game. Someone back home must really love him. Now the Germans are throwing in reinforcements on their left flank and bringing their Panthers out of the cover on the right. They fire and take out 2 more Shermans. They would have taken out a 3rd, but the jumbo takes the hits and they bounce off.
They're continuing the trend of whittling down their enemy, and they're using their stormtroopers to take high ground rather than move back. Another bold move on Chris's part. Now the Americans have no choice. They have to race forward and pick off the Germans or they're done for. They pounce on the Panthers. And get around on the flank of the Panzer on the hill.
And then go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll take that off. And
They take out one Panther and then stun another, but the one on the hill misses.
It's a hard one to miss being right up next to him.
I guess the barrel was over the body of the enemy tank.
That's probably so, and the Germans race forward to take advantage of the situation. The remaining Panther fires on the Sherman flank. Chris's tank ace fires on the jumbo's rear, but rolls snake eyes.
Looks like the bad luck has switched sides.
But wait, his tank ace gets to re-roll a miss, and this time he hits. The jumbo only needs a 3 or better to save, and he fails. Chris makes the firepower roll, and the jumbo is toast.
At least it did its job to keep the other tank safe.
Yeah, but there aren't many other tanks to save now. The one on the hill could be fired on by 2 tanks. One of them can't see him because of the fog, so the one right next to him fires. It's a hit, and that's another burning Sherman.
Have you noticed they're taking out 2 Shermans every turn? The Germans seem to have a pattern, and now the Americans are down to 1 tank. He moves behind the remaining Panther and takes 2 shots with his stabilizer.
Oh, man.
I can't believe the luck of these guys. They just can't get a break.
You said it. And now the Germans come in for the killing blow. The Panthers get right up behind the Sherman and fires.
Shooting right up the butt.
He hits. Then for firepower. He fails! This could go on. But wait, he uses the ammo dump card and re-rolls. That will end the game.
It was a good game overall, but the Americans just could not overcome their terrible luck.
The Germans had some good moves too. They score another victory, winning this territory. That leaves the score between these two at 2 for Chris and 1 for Michael. The overall score is 4 points for the Germans, 3 points for the Americans. It's a tight race. Chris has won this game with a lot of kills, and his tank aces survived. That's going to give him almost enough experience to get the final skill level. Michael, meanwhile, is struggling a bit more with only 4 kills, for a total of 9. It won't be enough for a second-level skill.
It's a shame. Michael's a really good player, and it's sad to see such a skillful commander take such a beating. Let's see how he's taking it.
Well, those rolls weren't all that great. I was hoping to use the Forest, but he came out with those Panthers a little strong, and the Panthers finished me off.
Well, once again, this was another close call because I was not expecting at all for Michael to be so ballsy. He tried to push hard on my right and took out several of my armor in the process, but once I cleaned that side up, I was able to just basically have a huge gangbang on the rest of Michael's army.
That's it for this round of Blood, Guts, and Glory. To see more of this campaign, click the part of the map you want to see. Or to watch more Command Combat Battle Reports, go to www.commandcombatreports.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our show on YouTube.
Happy gaming, everyone.